Okay, for this project I'm using a size G. It's a 4.25 crochet hook, and you're gonna need some type of clip for to hook on the baby shirt. I'm using this because this is all that I have right now, but I would probably recommend like a name tab clip or something. I think you can get them at Walmart, or any type would work. This is gonna work. This is all I have right now, but that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm just using Red Heart Super Saver. It's regular 4-ply yarn. Okay, you want to start with the slip knot, and you want to do a chain of 10. Okay, I'm gonna work on the ear part of it. So now you want to do a double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook, and we never count the one that's on our hook. So 1 double. Now you want to go back in that same spot and do 6 more, because you want to have a total of, counting this one and this one, you want to have a total of 8. So this chain right here counts as 1, the one that we just did. Now we need to do 6 more to make a total of 8 double crochets in that one spot, counting the chain 3. There's 4, 6, okay, there's my 8 total, counting that first chain 3. So now I want to do a half double crochet into the next stitch. Just go through all 3, and then a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then a single crochet into the next, and then a half double into the next, a half double into the next, and then at this last spot you want to do 8 double crochets into that last stitch. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're kind of just on the back side now, so we're going to be working along this side. So after your 8 double crochets into that corner, you want to do a half double crochet into the next, and then a half double into the next one after that, and then a single, and then a half double into the next, and then a half double into the last one. And now we're back to where we started, and to close it off you want to slip stitch into the top of this chain 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, just slip stitch right into the top of it like that, and then pull out a little bit of a long tail so we can sew it on. Well, maybe use that to sew on. And that's what I got so far. And what you need to do is you need to make 2 of them like that, and then make a little head. Start with a slip knot after you get your 2 ears done. I'm going to do a chain 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first one to form a ring. Okay, then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to do 11 more double crochets through the center of the ring, and then we count this chain 3, and that'll be a total of 12. So let's go on in and do 11 more double crochets through the center for a total of 12, counting that chain. Pull it over to get them all to fit in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, I got my 12 double crochets, counting and chain 3. So now I want to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 over here, and that'll close that round out. And you can pull your tail really tight and it'll close that center up. Now you want to chain 3 again, and that counts as a double crochet. Now you want to do 2 double crochets in each of the stitches around. So we're going to go right back into the next same stitch and do another double crochet. So that's 2 in that stitch. Now we go to the next and do 2. The next one, 2 doubles in the next, and then 2 in the next, two in the next, and we just want to repeat that all the way back to the beginning. 2 doubles in each stitch. Okay. When you get back around after doing 2 doubles in each stitch, you want to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, and then we'll go ahead and tie it off. Stretch it out a little bit. Okay, now you're going to need a yarn needle to sew in some of these tails. It's going to be like kind of like this. So I know I told you to leave a long tail on these, but I think we're just going to use the long tail on this to sew it on. So go ahead and sew in both tails on this and leave the long tail on this one to sew it onto your 2 ears. I'll show you a trick too here when you're sewing up the ears. Sometimes when you're working on both sides of the chain, there's a couple little holes there, but what you can do is just while you're sewing in your tail, you can sew them shut, and then you won't even be able to see them. That's what I do usually. Just go across it like that, and at the same time I'm sewing in the tail. It just makes it look a little bit better. So, kind of closes it up a little bit. Okay, now we're just going to sew it on here. Kind of like that. Try to get it a little bit as even as you can. And I'm just going to use this tail and go around it with a few stitches. Just like this. And you want to make sure you get it on there pretty tight, because you know your child's probably going to be tugging at it and stuff. And then I'll just make it go over to the next side like this. Just weave it in over there. And then I'll just do this side too. And then once you feel like you got it on there tight enough that it's not going to come apart if the baby tugs on it, you can go ahead and tie off and hide your tail. Okay, once you get it all sewed on, we can set it to the side, and I'm going to make a trunk for it. So I started with a chain of 30. Okay, now we're going to half double crochet in the third stitch from the hook, and we don't count the one that's on our hook, so half double. That's where we just go through all three at the same time. Half double in the next, half double in the next, half double in the next. So we did 4 half double stitches. Now we're going to single crochet in every stitch to the end of the chain. Just one in each stitch, single crochet. Okay, once you get to the end of your chain and you single crocheted in the last stitch, now we're going to do a chain. Oh, sorry, you need to do a chain of 15, and this is what we're going to hook the pacifier to. So once you get done with your chain of 15, we're going to be working on the bottom side of the chain now, so we just kind of flip it, and then we just single crochet this back into the same stitch that we single crocheted at the end stitch again. So we just do a single crochet again, like that. And now we just go back up the chain, doing one single crochet in every stitch. So just like this. Okay, and after you make it to the top, we need to do half double crochets on top of these half double crochets that we did at the beginning. So I single crocheted all the way up until I see where I did half double crochets before, and then I want to do the half double crochets. Just makes that top part a little wider. And when I get to the last one, the chain 2 in the very beginning that we started with, remember we had that chain 2, just do a half double crochet in the bottom stitch of that one, like that, and then pull your yarn out. Leave a little room to sew it on, and just tie it off here. So that's what we got so far. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tie in this other tail, and we'll use this long one to sew on. And just like before, if you have some little holes there, if you don't mind them, that's fine. But if you want to cover them when you sew in your tail, I'm just gonna weave my tail in right through the center on the back of it. And that is gonna cover that up. And I ain't gonna be able to see them. Just a little trick. Okay. And you can clip your tail. And then we'll sew onto our face here. You want to start with the fat part up here where we did the half double crochets. And just attach it on here. I'll leave a little room to make a couple eyes though, but let's sew it on. And again, you want to make sure you get it on there nice and tight. Okay, and with this tail back here that I have, I'm going to go ahead and sew on my hook or my clip. And I'm just going to, you just want to sew it right back here somewhere. And like I said, if I had a different kind of clip, I would probably use it, but this one's going to work just fine. And this is all you got to do. Sew it on. I'm not sure what your clip's going to look like, but you can sew it on with a yarn needle. Get it on there nice and tight too. Okay, and then once you get it on there really tight, then you just go ahead and finish it by hiding your tail off. Weave it in a couple times, just like normal. Flip it. Okay, we got our hook on. And now I'm gonna make a couple little eyes. You can use yarn if you want. I'm just gonna use some embroidery thread. You can make them whatever color you want. Okay, I just use my yarn needle. And like I said, you can use yarn if you want. Just gonna sew on a couple eyes the best way. Just embroider them on. You can use anything that you want for the eyes. You don't have to even use, I don't know if you want to use buttons or not with a baby, probably not, but it'd be better just to use yarn or something. And just kind of make a, however you want your eyes to look. You can make them slitted or round or just whatever you want to do. I'm not the greatest at embroidering with thread. I can ribbon embroider, but I don't know. Never really was that good at doing it with thread. I guess I can do it if I have to. Got a little knot. Okay, just do this until you... I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me the whole time. I know I'm boring. Just do this until you get your eyes the shape that you want them to be. Once you get his eye sewed on, you could put pink in his ears or something, or whatever you wanted. But I went and stole my son's pacifier real quick. He's got this one. This is what you do to hook it on. You just put it through like that, and then hold it open, and you grab your whole thing, squeeze it through that loop, pull it tight, and that's it. And you got it on there. And then you can clip it on to a shirt. This would look really cute pink too for a girl. Or if you wanted, you could just make this right here and put a flower on it or whatever. Now that you got the basic idea of how to do it. And that's it. I hope you enjoy my tutorial, and I hope you can make sense of it and everything. Don't forget to like my Facebook page and come over there and check out everybody's bags. I always post bags and everything on there. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out all my other tutorials. And until next time, have a good day.